Dee, 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 dee. Come on, Facebook. Good evening to everybody who's already there on the tube. I can see some of you there already. Hi, Brenda. It was lovely to meet you. Julie, Margaret, Sandra, Paula, Saz, Sally Ann, Karen. Is that a different Margaret? I can't tell. Anne, another Margaret. Oh, right, you're all jumping in. Let's just make sure I am live on Facebook as well, because we know how Facebook likes to test me. We are live on Facebook, so good evening, everybody. I am just cleaning my glasses, as usual, because I can't see through them, so that's not very good, is it? Oh, your request couldn't be processed. Reload your page. Oh, something went wrong on Facebook. What a surprise. I can't see the comments. Let me just see if I can fix it. Just bear with me, everybody, on Facebook. Take the subtitles off. So when I click it, I can't see the comments. So just bear with me, everybody. This is going to be fun. Why does Facebook change things? Bear with. Come on, Facebook. No, it says, because of a technical error that we're working on, please try reloading the page. Right, so just so you know, everybody on Facebook, I can see that you're there, but I cannot see your comments. It's telling me that there is a Facebook technical issue. So I do apologise. So I can't see what anybody is saying to me at the moment. I've turned the subtitles off 4 times and they've still come back on. Oh, I can see if I do this. Continue watching while you browse Facebook. No, enlarge. And that's when it doesn't work. So I can't see. It's not me, it's Facebook, apparently. So I can't see your comments. I can if I scroll down and look underneath, but I can't see them properly. So apologies to everybody on Facebook. I'll try and keep up. So just, let me take this off. Just so you know, just down here, I can see the last 2 or 3 comments, but that's as much as I can see. When I click on the live stream, it says that there's a technical fault with Facebook. So all the fun of the fair, all the more reason that you all need to be getting on the tube. I keep saying it. Anyway, let's continue cleaning the glasses and we will get on with this. So I am going to do 2 demos tonight. These, I gave you a hint last week and I told you it's not dies this week, it's stamps. And these have been a long time coming. In fact, I should really apologise to you because it's about 3 years since I did anything similar. So we've now taken the concept and improved it to give you quite a few new things. So we'll just hang on. Hi, I can just see, oh, Deirdre, Karen, don't do the tube. Can't comment on the tube. Oh, bless you, Deirdre. Linda, hi. Elaine, hi. So I can see the last 4 comments, but that's as much as I can see. I can't see anything after that. I'll keep trying to click it, but you know me and Facebook, we're not the best of friends. Yeah, mine's different as well, Jackie. So they're obviously having some issues. Anyway, so really excited for tonight. I think you are going to love these because they are, like I say, a long time coming. And when I was putting these together, I've tried to do, well, just about everything for an initial release. So this will be the initial release of this collection. and it could be, I haven't decided yet, but it could be one of those things where I introduce more to it. There are 3 limited edition stamps tonight as well that you will only be able to get from me and from Julia. As always, let me just find the button. As always, you can pre-order from 9 o'clock tonight from me and from Julia. And these are what I'll be launching officially on my Hobby Maker shows on Wednesday at, I think I just saw Chrissy say I'm on, oh, there you go, 1 and 4. Thanks, Chrissy. So I'm on at 1 and 4, and that's a good job you told me, because I thought I was on at 5. So they might have changed it, which is a good thing for me. Anyway, so I've given you a little hint. It is stamps tonight. We've had enough dies for the last few months, so I thought it's time to get back to some sentiments, because that's what we're missing. It's what we're lacking, actually. And like I say, I'm going to apologise to you, because it's been ages since I've done this. Now I'm just going to move. No, I'll leave them. I'll get a drink. You'll like the packaging colour, look. I've never done this colour before. It's like an apricot colour. So let's get on with this, because there's a lot to show you, and I've got 2 demos to do. So when I was designing these, I've designed them with embossing powders in mind. So I don't know about you, but people seem to have fallen out of love with embossing powders. Now I'm going to change that. We're going to get everybody back onto it. We've all got them sitting there. Facebook keeps cutting out, Elaine says on the tube. Yeah, so clearly there is an issue with Facebook. Oh, do you know, it just does my head in. Well, I've not anymore, Chrissy, because I've exhausted myself as usual. So this is your brand new From the Heart collection. So I've called it From the Heart. So we've taken, if you remember a few years ago, well, three and a bit years ago, we did Statement Sentiments. So I've changed that, I've improved it, and I've given you more with 2 coordinating fonts that are really, really beautiful. And these are, well, I'm going to show you. So you've got 2 different fonts as ever, because this is my favourite thing to do. And I think whether you use embossing powders or whether you just use ink pads, these are going to give you that real finishing touch detail to your cards. Now, I've not done big sentiments or bigger sentiments for, I can't even remember, because we've had the little just saying ones, which were the mini sentiments. We've not had any decent size ones for, well, it's over 3 years. So I thought, do you know what, it's time to address that. So we've gone one better, as always. So I'm just going to show you. In this one, we've got 17 stamps. So this is, as I always do, the essential sentiments. So this is giving you, wishing you a very happy birthday, especially for you, just for you. This one, look, I love this. May all your wishes and dreams come true. Sending lots of love for you. I'm using that one tonight. So you've got a real cross section of statement sentiments. So the longer ones, some short middle ones, some smaller ones, and some space fillers, look. So I don't waste any space. You can see we've got extra embellishments in here as well. We've got little sparkly stars, and I know if you're into your stars, you're gonna love these. These are little doodle stars. Let me show you, look. I've literally doodled them and put the little doodles on. So that is the essentials set. We've then got the occasional set. What I'm showing you at the moment is what's going to be on TV. So I'm showing you the TV things first, and then I will show you the limited edition ones afterwards. So then you've got the occasional sentiments, and the first thing you'll notice is this is different to the statement sentiments because I've only got 2 fonts. So these are going to mix and match with each other quite easily because it's the same 2 fonts I've used throughout. So this one, look, best wishes on your wedding day, just a note to say, enjoy your retirement, thinking of you, just wanted to say thanks. So they're not just sentiments. These are focal points. These are going to look fabulous on any project. And then on this one, we've got a couple of the extra hearts, look, so you can create extra embellishments. Yeah. So that is your, well, these are a long time, these are a long overdue. These are long overdue, and I should apologize. So let's just put this like this so you can see where we're going. We've then got two coordinating backgrounds. Oh, these were a mare to do. So we've got the A6 Sparkly Stars background, which is teeny tiny 3.5, 4 mil stars with little sparkly bits in between them. So that one is clearly going to work with this set. And then we've got the Cascading Hearts, which is tiny cascading hearts coming all the way down, look like this, little cascading hearts, which coordinates with that set. Now you already know that you're going to start mixing and matching these. It doesn't matter whether you use the stars with these, the hearts with these, doesn't matter. It's going to give you more scope, it's going to do more. So that's your two backgrounds. We've then got the Sparkly Stars or Scattered Stars stencil, which is the same shape star without the tiny dots, obviously, because you can't do that on a stencil. So we've got the Scattered Stars 6x6 stencil, and we've got the Scattered Hearts 6x6 stencil also. Yeah, so you've got that. So the ones that I've just shown you, that is what's going to be released on TV on Wednesday. So if that's enough for you, that's marvelous. If you I've got the wrong glasses on, I'll change them in a minute. So these are kind of your essentials. These are what you have to have, because you've got your essential sentiments that you're going to use every single day, and then you've got your occasional ones. Even in the occasional ones, you've got on your special day, which covers everything. You've got to both of you, yeah. Let me just move that. You've got to both of you, which I know lots and lots of people ask for. And the new baby section, as I always do, I've put new baby, but I've separated boy, girl and twins. Couldn't get triplets in, I tried. So don't be having any triplets, anybody. So that is your kind of essential bundle that gives you a really good foundation or a good start with the From the Heart collection. We already know, we're not daft, we've been crafting for a long time. We already know that we are going to use these constantly. We're going to use these with other things that we've got. These sentiments, just before I forget to tell you, these sentiments have been designed to work with the Lead Differently series of dies. Now, you know as well as I do, they're going to go in squares, ovals, circles, diamonds, whatever. Any of my nesting dies, these are going to fit in. There you go. So that is your essential part. And then we've got 3 limited edition stamps. So the limited edition stamps, you will only be able to get from me. Yes, it does, Samantha. You will only be able to get the limited edition stamps from me and from Julia. Now, as ever, Karen will have put a bundle together on the website, which you can pre-order from 9 o'clock tonight with everything, with all of them. So I'm just going to show you what the limited edition ones are. So a limited edition is the Cherish Sentiments. So Cherish Sentiments takes the same fonts, and it gives you things like sending sunshine and love your way. You are 1 in a million. Love you so much. Just wanted to say you are awesome. Sending love and hugs your way. Your friendship means the world to me, etc, etc. And we've got a new heart in here. We've got scribbled hearts in this set. So can you see now, look, how this is building up to be an essential collection of stamps and stencils. And then the other limited edition one is the Heartfelt Sentiments. These have all got 17 in, by the way. I think the occasional's got 18. Yeah, So 18 in the occasional and 17 in all the others. So the heartfelt sentiments. So you've got believe in yourself and you will be unstoppable. Have a beautiful day every day. Today is special because of you. Knowing you makes my heart happy, etc, etc, etc. And you've got a different scribbled heart. So you've got a little chunky scribbled heart in that one, and you've got a longer scribbled heart in that one. So that is your cherished sentiments and your heartfelt sentiments. And then we've finished off the limited editions with another background, because I absolutely love these background stamps. Wait till you see what the design team have done. Oh, they're amazing. So you've got the Scribbled Hearts A6 background stamp as well, which clearly is going to tie the whole collection together. How fabulous is this? Is this not just a stunning set of stamps? Love them, love them, love them. They are Samantha, I've got to agree. I think for me, I love these because it's been a long time since I've done any decent sized sentiments, focal sentiments. And at the end of the day, we always put, or more often than not, we always have a sentiment on our projects, yeah? This gives you the perfect starting set. It's got everything that is what I call essential. You've got 3 backgrounds, you've got 2 sets of sentiments, you've got the limited edition sentiments, and you've got the stencils that coordinate. Now, I wasn't going to do the stencils. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't going to do the stencils, but I've done them because we are all using our texture medium. We are all using our chalky paints, our metallic paints. So this now gives you a completely coordinated bundle of products that you're going to you're never going to take these off your desk because you're going to use them all the time. And there you go. So that is your From the Heart collection, or the start of your From the Heart collection. Let's just say that it's the start of your From the Heart. Isn't that colour lovely? Like an apricot colour. Now, you're right, Samantha, I'm after my Aston Martin, but it's going to be a few years yet, unfortunately. I think it's going to be a retirement present. So, what are we going to demo tonight? I've got 2 demos to do for you. And we're going to start with grey. Oh, can I just say as well, before I forget, thank you to everybody who came to Loz's place yesterday. It was lovely to see some of you. And I'm sure Lozzie appreciated it as well. And let me just show you as well. Oh, I can't show you. It's on one of my TV demos. I've actually embossed the stencils as well. They look really good embossed. Anyways, before I forget, I keep forgetting to tell you this. We've got our own foam tape now, everybody. Finally, I think it's been on the website for a fortnight before I've remembered to tell you. We've finally got our own foam tape. So I know that some of you have already bought this, because I've seen some of the reviews already, which is really nice. So thank you, everybody. Yeah, actually, it is a bit like saltwater taffy. Well, I'm just going to tell you, Linda's just saying, loved your last show, sellouts all round. I'm just going to say the stamps, once they're gone, they're gone. So there's less of the stamps than I order with dies. So just letting you know. Right, so foam tape. So you can see what we've got here. We've got the 18mm wide, which is the one that I use. This is the cheapy version, look. You can actually see the difference in quality. You've got 18mm wide in 3mm deep and 2mm deep. And you've got 10mm wide in 3mm deep and 2mm deep. So I've ordered thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of these because it's just such good quality. So I'm testing the water to see how you all like it. I think it's superb. So treat yourself. I don't know where it is on the website, but it is on the website somewhere. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Patricia's just said, where'd you get all your inspiration from? And I'll be honest with you, Patricia, is I always kind of know what's missing. So you know I have a plan. I don't just do things willy-nilly and hope for the best. I always have a plan with what we do and what we're releasing. Do you know what, Brenda? Brenda's just asking me about the drive home. Honestly, Brenda, an hour and a half, doddle driving home. Nightmare getting there, but a doddle getting home. So that was good. Well, Samantha, that's really interesting. Samantha on YouTube saying, I don't know about you guys, but every time I see a new release, I think of previous things that they'll work with. And that is kind of my ethos, the Sentimentally Yours ethos. New things all the time. As you know, we have new releases every month, but everything that I bring you that's new will coordinate with everything that you've already bought from me, even things that are years old. Yeah, even things that are years old, they're going to work with. Right, so Brenda, you might remember me saying this unless you'd already left. I was talking about grey tone cards, and that's what we're going to do tonight. We are using embossing powders tonight because I want to show you that. So I'm going to use, I'm going to go darker. I'm going to do smoky quartz. So I'm going to do smoky quartz for this, which is a darker shade of grey, look. I could do silver. No. We're going smoky quartz. So for anybody who hasn't, I'm just going to quickly show you all the different embossing powders we've got. I've put them on my show. I'm determined for us all to get embossing again. So, bright embossing powders. I will show you these on telly again. The vintage set, which is where smoky quartz is from, look. So you can see it's a darker shade of grey, but it's going to tone really nicely with that. Then we've got the essentials, which are your metallics. And then we've got the winter range, and I've called it winter rather than Christmas because these four, you can use all year round. You can use them all. So there's a fair bit to do to this, a fair bit to do. I'm going to do the sentiment first. I know. So somebody suggested that I got a lid to put all my stuff in, and I thought it was a cracking idea, so I'm going to do that. Oops. So I'm putting all the bits in this tub so I don't lose them. I'll show you the frames and everything in a minute. Remember, I've already told you that these are designed, these stamps will work perfectly with your, your lead differently dies, and indeed any of the dies that we've got. I'll show you this in a minute, but I want to start by showing you the sentiment. So the sentiment is what this is all about. So as you, I'll do it with one of the regular ones. We'll do it with one of the regular ones. So as you know, this is from Lead Differently Series 2. So I'm going to see what fits in there. You know how to do this. You just take your die cut and sit it on top. And then you can see what fits. Do you know what? I'm going to do that. That's that decision made. That was quick and easy. Quick and easy. And I'm going to give you another tip. When I find my ink pad, I'm going to show you. So if you're scared to be a box lid indeed. if you're a little bit I love embossing powders. They just always get forgotten about, which is shocking. So I remember when I was doing these, putting these together, I mean, you imagine how this is going to be once it's got that lovely glossy sheen from embossing powder. So for those of you who maybe are new to us, you obviously know that you need a, let me just grab mine. I want to say grab mine, I mean the Versamark, just so we're clear. So all of my premium embossing powders are fine, so they will pick the detail up in all these stamps. So you could use the Versamark with the embossing powder, and you will get the translucent effect of the sentiment will look like a glossy glass finish and translucent. If you're not as confident at stamping with a Versamark, you can just use a colour that kind of goes with, and I'm going to do that tonight. I'm doing this purely because you'll get to see what it looks like in ink, and then you'll get to see what it looks like with the embossing powder over the top. So let's crack on. Get a breath, Mr. Martin, get a breath. Will that fit on there? Oh, it does. I've got some little trays I use when you remember. Well, it's only because I never did find that thing that I lost last week, whatever it was. Was it last week? I can't even remember what day it was. Right, so change your glasses because you know they're the wrong ones. Oh, that's better. I can see what I'm doing now. So I'm just going to stamp this with the Morning Mist VersaFine Clair, but we are going to heat emboss over the top with Smoky Quartz. So the combination of these two products will give us a really rich finish and the glossy sheen. So, so if you're a little bit scared of just doing it with the Versamark initially, you'll be fine. I'm just going to wipe over this with the anti-static bag just before I stamp. Just because I've been covered in, this'll make you laugh, I've been prepping my demos for telly today, and I've got a little bit of Pinflare glue gel on my mat, and I was working with a dark blue card, and I'd put it upside down to put the foam tape on the back, lifted it up, and it was covered in glue gel. I was not a happy bunny. Right, so remember you can put your embossing powders over VersaFine Clair, which is a real bonus. It's a bit of a win-win. So this is a different shade of grey to the cardstock I've used. I will talk to you about the colours of card that I've used. I have got the fan off tonight, but if I need to put it on, I will put it on. I'm just bringing that to me because I can't see where I'm stamping. I still can't see where I'm stamping. The light's reflecting off the top of the light is reflecting on the top of my acrylic circle. So hopefully this is central. We'll soon find out. Oh, look how gorgeous that is. That's fabulous. Right, now we're going to put the embossing powder on before it dries too much. So this is a bit of a win-win. Has it got the powder on? It has got the powder on. I think I've got a double stamp at the bottom, so forgive me. So catch it in the paper, put it back. I must have rocked the block. See, this is what happens when I do 2 demos. I'm just not built for it. Just not built for it. So put the lid on. Look how beautiful that looks. How beautiful is that? I have got the coffee warmer on, but you need to remind me to turn it off because it makes all the coffee go clanky. Well, there'll be more, Jean. Jean's just said, I'm pleased you stocked the essentials. There'll be more. It's just worth me mentioning to you as well that the foam tape is not from China. It's from a UK company, which is why it's probably really good quality. I could have got it dirt cheap from China, but it's not. It's just not good enough for us. We'll leave that to them others. Right, so let's put that on there so I don't lose it. Put that back, and then we will emboss this from underneath. So I'm going to melt this from underneath. I might just have to bring it towards me a minute. Just let the heat tool get warm. Yeah, I can't see it melting. Hang on a minute. Oh, that's so rich looking. Oh, that is lush. Class in the glass. I will bring it and show you. I need to be able to see it. That's fabulous. Right, remember to put the heat gun face up, because last time I put it in the inky box it melted the kitchen roll. So now look, if I just wiggle that a bit, you should be able to, there you go, look. So we've had the benefit of the morning mist VersaFine Clay, and we've enriched that colour by using the smoky quartz embossing powder over the top. How gorgeous does that look? This is why sentiments like this are so good. It just looks fabulous. Right, moving on to the next part. We're going to take the background stamp. We could have done it with the stencil. Oh, I wonder if I should do it with the stencil rather than the... No, we're going to do the background stamp. I'm tormenting myself. And I think we'll have little stars. Oh, do you know what? Do you know what? I think we'll have bigger stars. I think we'll use the individual bigger stars for this. How about that? That's the whole point, isn't it? We can do a little trio. I love that. And look at my brain working. I don't know why. I don't know how. But my brain is working. I don't know how or why, but my brain is working. So what I was going to do is stamp these stars all over to create a little dinky background. But then I thought, let's use the bigger stars, because even these are still quite small. So let's do the same thing again. Now I know that you're not going to see loads of this, so I'm just going to do this randomly. I might not emboss this. I might do first and second gen. Let me have a look. Let me just see what first and second gen looks like. Oh, that's fabulous. That's what we're doing. We're doing first and second generation. And I'm not going to do loads of them because I don't want it to be all over everywhere. Because we don't need it everywhere. Let's just have one in this corner here. That's just a bit too bare. It's nice to have stars for a change as well, rather than just restricting you to the hearts. Now, you know as well as I do that there's going to be quite a few flowers on this. I think that's possibly enough. Let's just do a little bit off the edge here. Yeah, that's plenty. That's plenty. I'll pop that to one side and let that dry. It's quite handy having these little stars. I'm going to do something else with that in a minute. Easy to cut out. Excuse Phil Martin's behaviour. I love it that you've all got to excuse me before I even start. You could use the stencil through, absolutely, and brush different colours through. Of course you could. Of course you could. So many different ways you can use it. Right, let's come back to our card. Just so you know, the cardstock that I've used tonight is, I will tell you in a minute, Storm Grey. This is Storm Grey. And the lighter one, where did I put all my bits? The lighter grey, this one, is Cool Grey. So Cool Grey and Storm Grey are what we've used tonight. Now I wanted to have the embossed, the quintessentially quilted embossing folder showing through the aperture. So I've cut it on a separate piece. Rather than going all the way over. So it means when I do my matting and layering, I've still got plain edges. So this can just go straight in. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my hickory smoke. I'm going to take hickory smoke and just go over the top of it with hickory smoke. Keeping the grey tones. Yeah, that'll do. That'll be lovely. That'll be lovely. I honestly don't know where the ideas are coming from. But I can tell you this card is going to be very pretty when it's finished. So let's just get that in. Is it dried enough? That's going to give us a little bit of shabby going through the aperture. This demo that I'm doing now is one that I'd actually prepped for TV, and I thought, I know I won't have time to do this on telly, so we're doing it instead. And I was saying to some of the ladies that were at Loz's shop yesterday how much I love working with grey and white. You've just watched me on the telly, oh bless you. I'm assuming it was a repeat. Well, it must have been because I'm here. So we've got the base of my card going on, going straight onto the card on foam tape. I'm going to use this up first before I use my good stuff. In fact, I'll probably keep the good stuff for when I'm doing good stuff. So by the time we've done this, the stars will be dry. You just need to remember that VersaFine clairs do dry quicker than Distress Oxides, but they do still need a minute or two. They do still need a minute or two to dry fully. So you won't get none of this with my stuff. Now the foam tape will probably never be on TV, just so you know, because the margins are tiny. So I probably can't afford to put it on TV because, I would lose money. So you would only get that from us. I don't know whether Julia's had... Julia, have you had any of the foam tape? Let's just pop that on here. So this is, as you know, as you would expect from me, it's a top fold card blank. So it's going to be a top fold. It could be either way, but it is going to be a top fold. Now the stars are dry, so I created for myself, using the Layered Differently 2 dies, I created the aperture, and then I created 2 really thin frames using the dies, yeah? So this one's going to go on here, but I'm going to make the job easier for myself and put the really thin one on first. So it's just the piercing detail. I've chosen this because the piercing detail is nice with the stars, look, with the little dots. Now this is going to be fun. So bear with me while I fight with this little thin frame. I will win, but you do need to be patient. These two grey colours are gorgeous together, and the eagle-eyed of you will have already spotted that I've actually got some vanilla cream on there as well. So let's just pop this on. I might need to manipulate this a little bit just to make sure I've got it in the right place. Oh, this is so classy. This looks really, really elegant. It's a shame you can't see the colour properly like I can. Just bear with me while I manipulate it into place. The double piercing looks amazing. Oh, there's always one bit, isn't there? Always one bit. Oh, look at that. How beautiful is that? Oh, there you go, everybody. So you can get the foam tape from me and from Julia. Whoop, whoop. So I'm going to put the frame on first and then raise the aperture on this card. Julia, have you had any for yourself? You might have to ask Karen to let you all try some. You're not having loads because it's not cheap. So now we've got the frame going around the aperture, which brings it all together really nicely. Oh, that's so nice. And the stars now don't look so obvious, and they'll look even less obvious. In fact, let's try this. 2mm or 3mm? 2mm. I've got no fingernails. Right, let's try this. This is my foam tape, and I picked this up because it's thinner than the one that I've been using. So I can get around the aperture quite easily. Well, I hope them stars were dry because I've just been swizzing this about like it's a carousel. And yes, you can see, look, you can tear it. The 3mm might be a bit trickier to tear because obviously it's thicker. It's very sticky. It's sticking to my finger, so just bear that in mind. Look, it's very sticky stuff. Right, now let's get this on, get some Diamond Dazzle on, and then get back to the sentiment. Oh, look at this, it comes off like a dream. Even when I've torn the bits off it. He says it comes off like a dream, and then there's a dodgy corner. It's the torn bits that are hard to get your pokey tool under. There will be more. I'm going to see how popular this is. And then obviously there are more... Oops. There are more things that I want to do. I did contemplate foam pads, and I thought it was a bit of a waste of time because you can chop your foam tape down, which just makes more sense. It's better value. The foam tape is better value than the foam pads were. Right, so let's see if there's a bit that I like better. No, I like it all. So this is now going straight on here. And now you can see that lovely quintessentially quilted embossing folder showing through. And don't worry about that because most of it's going to be covered. Foam strip. I looked at that, Chrissy, but the price. I'm just going to add a little star to this. The price of it was not as cost effective as the foam tape. So I've told them. So let's just see what happens. My block's wet. There are lots of other things heading your way. I'm just going to do a little star at the bottom of here. That's pretty. And obviously because it's from the UK, it's not as cheap to me as it is from China. But you know me well enough to know that quality is more important to me than price. So let's just get a couple of these bits on. There's no point buying something if it's not good enough. That might be enough for that. It's very sticky, so if you're going to tear it like I am, just bear in mind it's really, really sticky, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. So this is white cardstock on top of the cool grey, which is the pale one. And then that can go in the middle of the card. I'm going to use the cheap stuff up. Where did I put it? That can go in the middle of the card. And then we're going to come to the flowers. So I haven't done anything to the flowers because we are going to use that background stamp on top of them. So we're going to introduce some. Shall I go too high? I am. Bear with. I'm going double height. She's not. What a surprise, Julia. It's true, Rose, it's true. You get what you pay for. It really is, Jean. I always remember, I can't remember who it was. You buy cheap and buy it twice, so it ends up costing you more. Right, so I've gone double height for the topper, the sentiment. I am adding the glue because we're going onto an embossed piece of card. Oh, I mean, look at that already. And then I'm going to just add the glitter before we move on to the flowers. Let me just pop the stars away because you don't want to be losing these. When I was trying to do the packaging colour, I tried about 25 different colours before I settled on that. So Diamond Dazzle, here we go. So I'm going around the edge of the white layer. And I have used the VersaFine Clair, so we know it won't bleed. The glue won't make the ink bleed. I'm not going to do the aperture, and I'm not going to do the top sentiment either. I'm just going to do with this. Because although it's sparkly and pretty, I don't want it to be too glittery. Them double frames look lovely, don't they? I'm using the stencil on the next demo, that's why I didn't for this one. So, just before we move on, I'm just going to grab my Quickie glue pen, which is somewhere up here. Here we go. Oh, that one looks empty. That one looks full. Oh, it still works. Whoop, whoop. That's a bonus. And I'm just gonna glitter a couple of these little stars. Now you're not going to see them all because the flowers are going down here. So I'll do this, but I won't do. I'll do this. I won't do any more. Oh, I'll do this. No, you won't see that. So we've got a couple of little glittery stars. Did anybody watch the programme last night with Sheridan Smith? Oh, isn't she amazing in them kind of roles, the drama roles? I resisted the urge to go straight to ITV2 and watch it all because I would have never got any work done. Right, so we're going to just stop at that for now. And we're going to come to the flowers. And in here, I've got... I will show you in a moment. We've got a combination of Storm Grey, Cool Grey, and Vanilla Cream is the lemony tint that you see there. It's Vanilla Cream. It's funny because you put these side by side and they almost look the same, but the leaves are white, I promise. I thought the Lord that was it, Chrissy. Why, what's up, Caroli? Oops. Yeah, that's right. Brenda's just said, look, quality's not cheap, but it is good value. That's right. What colour card is the one you stamped the stars on, please? It's white. It's pure white. Yeah, it is ice white, yeah. What colour is the yellow card? So the yellow is actually vanilla. It's not yellow, it's vanilla. It's like vanilla custard that you get from Sainsbury's. And I know because I've got some in the fridge. Not for tonight because it's too late now. So what we're going to do is all of the cool grey flowers are going to be stamped with the star background before I put them together. The others are staying as they are. They're staying as they are. That's staying as it is. That is. That's going to be stamped, and that's staying as it is. And again, if I'd have got more time, I would probably heat emboss these so that it coordinates with the sentiment more. But we'll just do this by hand. I mean, you know me well enough to know that I absolutely love... I always tell you how good background stamps are because of all the different ways you can use them. And that's just what we've got here. And I'm going to do this by hand so it doesn't need to be perfectly neat, which are words you never thought you'd hear me say, but it's true. So I've got the morning mist again. Well, it's only 5 to 8. Why am I rushing? And then we're going to stamp some of the little stars on there. Oh, that's amazing. You can use this little star background for your Christmas cards as well. It's all in the details. Details. So we've now used the background stamp to make the flowers coordinate with the whole card, which I just think is awesome. Look. How fab is that with the little stars on? And it's even got the little glittery dusty bits. Can you see? Look, the little dotty things. So all of the cool grey flowers have been stamped. I will do a recap before I start demo number 2, and I will remind you all that pre-order is from 9 o'clock tonight, and if you want to phone the shop to do your pre-orders, it will be after 12 noon tomorrow, or they will have my guts for garters. I know it's my own Brenda, but I'll tell you what I have got. Lozzie won't be watching because she'll be shattered, but I'll tell you what I have come away with, Brenda. You can tell her if you see her. I've got Lozzie's scissors. Now I'm just going to say, you know these are not my scissors because of the colour of them. So Lozzie, you'll get them when I see you. I'll put them up on my shelf because I won't use them. Right, so stamping mat, where are you? Let's get this all put together and get this card finished so I can have a drink. Could you stamp the background stamp and then cut the flag? Absolutely, Jane. It's probably easier. I know, Saz. I didn't pack them away, so somebody packed them away for me. And it might have even been Lozzie herself. Right, let's get these put together. So I'm just going to do this quickly because we don't want to be watching me shaping flowers forever. You knew I was going to walk out of a place with something. So these little stars are kind of, because they are so dainty, it's not in your face, and I really like that. And it's nice to have stars. I wanted to give you something that was feminine, the hearts, and something that you could use for the boys as well, which the stars is going to be good for. So it really is a good all-round release. So too much glue. So that I can oh, do I want a big one in there? Hang on. Oh yeah, let's have a big one. So that I can squeeze it down and put some glitter on the centre of the flower. I'll do them all and then glitter them all at the same time. It was lovely, it was nice. It was lovely. I'm glad that I could be there, and well, Saz was there as well. It was nice that we could do something to support her, even if it was a hellish trip for me on the way, at least. But she did send me home with sandwiches and cakes. Well, I actually helped myself to the cakes. I took a box of cherry bakewells. That is now half a box of cherry bakewells. Right, so I'm just quickly whizzing these together. So just in case you're watching for the first time and you're wondering what on earth I've put vanilla cream with grey for. So it just breaks up the grey tones. I love grey on a card. I always think it looks really elegant and classy. Not everybody does. So if you're scared of grey, we've not got 50 shades, we've only got two actually. Yeah, 2 shades of grey. That would be a boring book, wouldn't it? 2 shades of grey. 2 shades of grey. Oh, that's made me laugh. I'm going to write a book. I don't think it'll be very popular, 2 shades of grey. Oh dear. Can't you tell I'm tired when I'm laughing at stupid things? And then we'll get the rest of the flowers put together, but obviously there's no stamping on these. And this is another little tip really, it's just balance. I'm surprised I didn't do the stamens ahead of time, but because I do normally. I must have just forgotten. And then we'll get this finished. I'll show you all the stamps and stencils again, and then I'll get on with demo number 2. 2 shades of grey. So the vanilla just breaks up the tones of grey. And vanilla, I love the vanilla card. You've probably noticed I've used it quite a lot recently, because it's just a lovely colour. Let's go big again for these. Oops. It's a lovely warm colour. So what I'm doing now is exactly how I prep my demos for TV. I was telling the people at Lozzie's shop yesterday, I have all these little stamping mats. I usually have them all lined up with all the flowers and everything drying on them simultaneously. It's a good use of your time and a good way to do it. Now it's getting warm in my room. I might need to put the fan on in a minute. The weather's been awful for migraine sufferers anyway. Can I just point out as well, it's only 2 weeks till I go away. And I'll tell you something, I am ready for it. I'm ready for a break. It's been a whole 3 months. Yeah, 1 minute wonder, 2 shades of grey. I'm not going to say what I was going to say there, Saz. But you can imagine. Oh dear. Dare I click on the... I love a cherry bakewell as well. What word did I say that you had to look up? Glutton for punishment. Oh, Lozzie's here. It's these, Lozzie. Hang on, I'll show you. It's these ones. That are absolutely stuck together at the ends. And that's not me, because I only cut cardstock with them. That's, yeah, it probably is, Chrissy, bless you. You need a cherry bakewell. Vanilla slice. I love a vanilla slice as well. I like all cakes. The only thing I don't like, which is really strange, because I love fruit cake, Christmas cake. I don't like mince pies. And I don't like anything with currants or raisins in it, which is really strange. I know it is, because I do like... Judy, I'm assuming you like all the stars on this. I always think of Judy when I do anything with stars on, because I know she likes them. Yeah, I don't like anything with raisins in. And it's just strange, because I do like fruit cake and Christmas cake. How strange is that? And I don't like Christmas pudding either. But those of you that know me know I've got a terrible sweet tooth. In fact, more often than not, I would probably opt for something sweet every time. Right, we're nearly done. I've only got 2 more little flowers to do. Oops. I'm not going to tell you what I was just going to say, but I managed to catch that pearl. sticky on the end, they are, Lozzie. So you can definitely have them back. If they were good ones, like Rangers, I would probably have kept them. Did you manage to get a day off today, Lozzie? Bless. Right, nearly done, everybody, and then it's just the assembly and showing you how to put it all together. So you know me well enough to know that this is my favourite part. This is 100% my comfort zone. You may also be shocked to hear that I have prepped 2 demos for TV on Wednesday using purple cardstock. I know. So let's see if I do a better job than what I did last week. And Chris has probably reminded me that it's the 1st of September. So I know the monthly challenge needs doing. I haven't done it yet. So you might just have to wait until Thursday when I get back from TV. Right, so all these now that I've got the excess glue in. I've still got loads to do and I've got to try and get my hair cut tomorrow. All the excess glue now, look, is going to be glittery. And this is nice way to balance your cards if you don't like lots of glitter. Which, I mean, I do like my glitter on my cards, as you know. Diamond Dazzle. But if you don't like a lot, this is a nice way to introduce it without it being too much. Just dunk the last couple. So the design team have been told they can share 1 card with you after the live. So one of their makes, they can share 1. And then the rest will be shared over the coming days. And then the album will be on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page on Wednesday morning. Right, here we go. Let's put this together. So the leaves are not having any glitter on, and I've got leaves in cool grey and in white. I've got a couple of the twiddly bits and they're all in white. No glitter or anything going on them. They're just to break up the grey. It worked having the tub, didn't it? The lid. I didn't lose anything tonight, apart from maybe my marbles. Let's just give them a little shape at the ends. I only do the very tips of the fronds as well, as you know. Right, so let's bring this in and start putting this card together. Do it on Thursday morning. Oh no, now ain't that weird? Judy's just said, look at us talking about biscuits. Judy's just, I like Garibaldi biscuits. Now how special is that? Yeah, Diamond Dazzle. Diamond Dazzle. And then the other version is Diamond Dust. Karen, I did this with the flowers you made a few days ago. They were very nice. Well, with the excess glue, it does work, and it's just a quick way of doing it without having to put excess glitter on. Right, let me put this together now, and then we can get on with the other card. So, starry flower there. And then 2 different tones. So this is the Storm Grey, which is slightly darker. It's the same as the one in the background. And it's really, really elegant. So this is now me doing what you know me to do, which is making this card super pretty. Let me just get that underneath. I want that one to be higher. That's it. And then we've got 2 little smaller swans with these stars on. I love pin flare, but it doesn't love me. It likes sticking to me. And then I've got 2 of these to go at the ends, and then the foliage. Oops. 2 3 petals. You've probably noticed that I've alternated between 4 petals, 3 petals, 4 petals, and then 3 petals here for the end. And then these are going in a little bunch at the top. Oh, sugar. It's a good job that's where the flowers are going. So the 2 grey ones. And then the vanilla one just inside. And then let's just make sure I've got this right, because 2 of these are dove grey, cool grey, and 2 of them are white. So the grey ones are going here and here. The white ones are going at the bottom. That was the glue gel I've just dropped on my lovely duck egg blue rug. So the white ones are going here. So just remember, I'm going to recap the stamps and recap the new stuff in a minute. Once it sells out on TV, that's it. There's no more. Once we've sold out, I've got no more. I'm just telling you, so you know. So a little leaf at the top. And when Karen and I were planning the show for TV, complete, you know what I'm like, I'll always tell you, I'll always be honest with you. I said to her, I don't think we've got enough. But hey ho. Right, so I'm just going to tuck in the little swirly bits. So I want these in the opposite direction to the leaves. So facing down, I'm going to snip off the bottom of that. And these are just white. So can you see now, look, the stars I did, the stamping in the background is almost, you don't really notice it so much because of all the flowers and everything. And I like that. I like that you notice them after. And then this one can stay long. It just ties the whole theme together. And who says stars can't be pretty? Because they are. And then these 2 here, I'm going to make smaller again. And then this card is almost done. So I'm going to have these the opposite way round to the one that's next to it. And then all I've got to add to this is 2 pearls. And I bet you know where they're going. You see what I mean? Look, sentiment is actually your focal point, which is as it should be. And because it's been so long since I've done any decent sized sentiments, I love that so much. Right, just got to add 2 little pearls to this when I find the pot of pearls. And then we're going to move on to a completely different colour scheme. And we're going to use the stencil on the next one. So a little bit of glue. These are the 3mm pearls, the tiny ones. Just want one in there. And one in there. And that is demo number 1 done. Demo number 1 is done. I'm just going to clean all this glue off here so I don't make the same mistake I did earlier. And then I'll bring that in and let you see that. I'll probably poke up the flowers a little bit more once they've dried a bit more. The glue gel needs to set a bit more. And there you go. So I will take a photo of, oh, I'm showing myself. I will take a photo of this properly and try and remember to share it before I go on Wednesday. I mean, how fab is that? It's stunningly easy to do. It's very reminiscent of a wedding card, and I'm always conscious when I use grey colours that people use grey a lot for weddings, which is bizarre. But it's just a really beautiful card. Who says it has to be exclusively for that? So let's just have a little look at the starry stamping on the flowers, look, because that does tie the whole thing together. So we've gone starry, but we've gone pretty, and I love that we've got the choices there. I should have glittered that. Oh, I'll do it later because I want to get the other card done. I should have glittered the star. Right, let's just do a quick recap for you. I've just battered that card. So let's just put everything back where it belongs. I'll do a quick recap for anybody who's joined us later or who's joined us after I'd started, just so you know exactly what you're getting. So there are three exclusive stamps from this collection. So I'm going to put them to one side so I don't get mixed up, and I will show you them after. So this is your bundle for TV. So this is what will be on Hobby Maker on my show on Wednesday. We're going to do a completely different colour scheme. I can't decide whether to do yellow and orange or whether to do blue, but I'll tell you in a minute when I've made my mind up, because I'm always drawn to blue. So this is this is the start of the From the Heart series of sentiment stamps. And these were designed because it's been over 3 years since I've done sentiments of a decent size. Now, you all know that we love the duo font that you get here. So you've got this beautiful, swirly, elegant font, and then you've got the plain one in between. So best wishes on your wedding day. Is that on the right? Yeah, it is. Wishing you a very happy anniversary. These are the occasional ones. There are 18 in this. So the initial release for TV includes the essential sentiments, which are the ones you would use day in, day out, your happy birthdays, your best wishes and all that, especially for you. But we've taken it a step further. These are now not just standard sentiments. So we've got May All Your Wishes and Dreams Come True, which I absolutely love. You've got the one here that I've just used, which is sending lots of love for you rather than to you. Hope your day is as special as you are. Have the best birthday ever. And then wherever there was any space, I like this one as well. With very best wishes for you today and always. So they're not just sentiment stamps. You're going to use these day in, day out, week in, week out, because they're never going to date. So where we've got smaller gaps, I'll fill them in with sentiments that I know we're going to use. So just for you and for you. We've got the stars in the essentials set. And we've got the hearts, the little folk hearts in the occasional set. We've then got the coordinating A6 backgrounds. So you've got the sparkly stars, which is the one that I just used on the flowers on the card I've just made. And then we've got the cascading hearts. This is going to be stunning in embossing powders because they're teeny tiny solid hearts that cascade down the stamp like this. That's going to be beautiful. And then you've also got 6x6 stencils, and I'm going to try and do stencils every time I release something like this. So we're not restricted now to just words and a background. You can now bring in your texture pastes, your chalky paints, etc, etc. So that is what's going to be on Hobby Maker on Wednesday. So obviously you'll be able to get this from Hobby Maker and also from me and from Julia tonight from 9. And then the limited editions you will only be able to get from myself and from Julia. These will complete the initial release of the From the Heart set. So we've got the Cherish Sentiments, which is another 17 stamps. And in here you've got the little scribbled heart. And this gives you things like sending sunshine and love your way. You are one in a million, sending love and hugs your way. Your friendship means the world, etc, etc, etc. So that's that one. Then we've got Heartfelt Sentiments, which gives you believe in yourself and you will be unstoppable. Have a beautiful day every day. Today is special because of you. So these are etc, etc. And then another exclusive background stamp, which gives you the little dinky scribbled hearts. Little dinky scribbled hearts, which now completes your From the Heart collection, the initial release of From the Heart. And you all know this as well as I do, because we are card makers first and foremost. So card makers, we need sentiments. We need beautiful sentiments, that's all there is to it. We've had Just Saying, which were the mini ones. It's now time for some decent sized sentiments, and that's exactly what I'm bringing you. And I am very lucky because I've already got my 2 sets. And I'm not lying. They're in my tub here. Right, so this one is going to be a simple card. Can I do blue? Do you mind if I do blue? Because you know blue is my comfort zone. So I'm asking you, it's rhetorical because I am going to do blue. And we're going to have blue hearts. How about that? Because we can. So I've got faded jeans for this. This is a really, really, really simple card to do. And I specifically wanted to show you something that was classic Phill, with all the flowers and everything, with the framed aperture, the embossing folder in the background, and then something that's going to be really simple but equally elegant. So I'm going to use faded jeans for this, and I do know already that my Blueberry Crush embossing powder, you all know I love this colour, is a nice match for faded jeans. It's not spot on, but it's a nice match for faded jeans. So this is a 7x7 card. I've still got a couple of bits, but they are just a couple of bits compared to what I normally do. And when I was doing this little layout in my head earlier, I wanted to do something that was a bit simpler but still utilises all the elements from the new release. So again, we've got dies from the Lead Differently 2 set, which are these. So anything with the piercing on, you know, is from Lead Differently Series 2 or Lead Differently Series 1, is whichever. You can message Karen. Karen did say she would try to watch because they're 2 hours ahead. But they're 2 hours ahead means she'll be out for dinner. So these bits here I'm going to pop to one side. I've got a plain strip from my matting and layering. Hang on a minute, I've just got mixed up with where I'm going. Just bear with me a second. That's it. That's it. I'm just making sure I'm doing the right piece. So we are going to do the hearts this time. And we're going to use the stencil. Oh, I'm tormenting myself now. I want the stencil on this top piece. Because the stencil is... Where's the one I've been using? Bear with me a second, everybody. You know I'm not going to dirty two stencils if I can get away with it. I want the stencil for the top piece. So we're going to have the stamp on the underside. So we're going to use the cascading hearts for this. Now I'm just going to mention to you, this is not a repeating pattern. So be careful with it when you're stamping, that you don't get caught out. It's not a repeating pattern, it's different on the ends. It was designed like this so that if you were stamping this, for example, you could literally just go straight on, job done. So I'm going to do some random again around the edge with faded jeans. Doesn't matter what colour you use. You do what you like. I like blue cards, as you know. I like green cards, I like blue cards, I like craft cards, I like just about most of them. Oh, Facebook's gone funny again. Let me just see if it comes back. Don't you just love Facebook? Not. There we go. There we go. Right, so I'm going to do some cascading hearts just around the outside. I'm just going to test that. Oh yeah, that's lovely. So I'm doing this with the oxide rather than the VersaFine Clair so that we get a softer finish. Oh, that's lovely. Just missed the edge there. Oh, this is so good. Remember, you're only going to see the edge, so it doesn't matter. This stamp was an absolute mare to do. So let's just see if I can get some slightly different fades going on here. I want some paler bits in here. That's better. I'm just being fussy, I know I am. So I'm just going around the edge. I'm trying not to be perfect with it. I want it to be a bit distressy. I think that's spot on. Just do a bit on here. A little bit of, use the ink that's left on the stamp. There we go. So you can actually, I know I've done this. This is really just rough because you're only going to see a bit of it. But it shows you how pretty this stamp is and how small they are. These hearts are teeny, teeny, tiny. And it's just beautiful. Really delicate. And then we're going to move on to the stencil. So we are doing hearts and hearts, which normally I would tell you to steer away from. If you were doing something with a heart theme, I would tell you to probably stick to the same sort. So stamp, stamp and stamp rather than mixing it up with a stencil. But we can, and this was the whole point with this. I'll just get my Scotch tape. That is my floorboards creaking, just for clarity's sake. So I'm taking this top part from the Lead Differently 2 die set, and I want to do about that much. I don't want to do the whole thing. I'll just check my sizing, bear with. Yeah, that's plenty. I might just go a little bit further up just to cover me. And then I'm going to just secure that in place. I wouldn't normally bother securing a stencil in place, but I don't want to get ink above that line. I'm going to cover it up with the border, but I still don't want to get ink where I don't want it, particularly with the Distress Oxide. Blue sponge, let's just see what kind of blue is on it. Might be a completely different shade of blue. whatever we're using it. And I'm going to stipple the blue ink through the hearts rather than rubbing it through, because I like the soft texture you get from stippling. I'm just trying to make sure it's faded jeans we've got on here. Let me just test this on the back. Yeah, that's close enough. So I'm just going to stipple this through. So this will give us a lovely soft, almost like airbrushed technique or finish. And you can do this as heavy in or as light as you like. So let's do a mixture. Let's have some heavier areas. Let's just have a look at that, see what that looks like. Oh, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to take that off. Gorgeous. You know where this tape's going. Look how lovely that is. That's a double. Yeah, oxide. I can't remember the last time I used an ordinary distress ink, apart from why did I do that? Apart from picket fence. Why did I do that? Means I've got to change that now. Silly boy. Silly boy. Silly boy. So we've now got, look, hearts on hearts, which is what I would tell you normally not to do, but look how fab that looks. Because it's the same shape heart, it actually looks really rather marvellous. And I'm going to pop this straight onto there on foam tape, and I'll use my own now. Oh no, I may as well use this cheap stuff up. So I'm raising this up before I put the border across on. And I'll explain to you why I've done that once I've done it. What time is it? Oh, we've got ages. Mind you, I'm saying that like I do when I'm on telly. Oh, we've got ages left, and then all of a sudden you haven't. So because this is the same heart shape, it works really well. I think for somebody like me who's a little bit fussy, it's when you see different heart shapes on the same card. I struggle with that. I always think it looks a bit odd, but because it's the same shape, it works. I'm just going to put this on here first. This has got to go on here flat. So the ink should have dried enough now. This is why I love stamps. I love it when I do new stamps, because we all get wrapped up in the excitement of new dies. But I love the variation. I love it when I bring you dies, obviously, but then I love it when we flip it and we move on to stamps. It's just the best. We've just got the best of everything, haven't we, really? So I'm just going to pop the foam tape on here before I put the top part on. It's nice to mix it up, and I couldn't really do dies in the kind of style font that we've got for these stamps. It just wouldn't work. I have got a couple of little secrets coming on. Why have the subtitles come back on again? I've turned them off 5 times now. If I was buying ink pads for the first time now, Oxides and VersaFine Clear, they're all I need. Distress Oxides, VersaFine Clear, it's all I need. And a VersaMark clear one for embossing powders. Right, so I'm not popping that on the card yet. I am going to pop this on the card now. And then we're going to separate. We're going to separate that stencil with a plain white piece. Oh, aren't you glad you can get posh foam tape now, or decent foam tape? I don't know where it is on the website. I'm assuming it's under adhesives. Kara's done all that. A little bit of glue. So I've already told you that this little white strip I've got to the side is my divider. But I want the divider to go all the way across this top part of the card, not just the topper. I want it to go all the way across like that. And as soon as you do that, look, are you ready? As soon as you do that, look at the difference. It completely separates everything. It's fabulous. And I'm going to do this just flat. And I'm going edge to edge, just above the hearts. Just making sure I've gone edge to edge and that it's straight before I cut it. So don't be scared of plain white. Originally I was going to emboss this strip, but it doesn't need it. There's going to be enough on this card when it's finished. This is my version of clean and simple. So we've now got a divider bar separating the background from the foreground, and it looks lovely. Facebook is terrible tonight. I don't know what's going on, Jean. It drives me mad. This is why everybody's jumped over to YouTube. It makes more sense. It's also under new products for August. Thank you, Samantha. Oh, Karen's here now, look. Yes, I have, yeah. September new arrivals, but the category's not there yet, so don't go looking for it. Let's pop this on top of the card base. So remember, this is just a little dinky 7x7 card I'm making. I've got to say, Mill, are you still there, Karen? Oh, and actually, I'll message you afterwards. You'll laugh your head off when I tell you. If it's not, I'll message you when I've finished. Right, so pop that on. This is, I think I've used an ink pad other than Faded Jeans on that sponge, because this looks a little bit more like a, not chipped sapphire. It might be chipped sapphire. It looks a bit bluer than Faded Jeans normally does. Right, so we're going to separate the topper and we're going to do our little sentiment. So let's move on to one that we know we can get on there. Let's have a look, see what fits. So which one did I use on the... I used Lots of Love for You. So let's see if I can find one from here. I even think about things like this, look. So when I do the occasional sets, although we've got everything in that you would kind of do occasionally, which is thank you, retirement, wedding day, that kind of thing, I always make sure we put things in that I know we're going to... Yeah, prize ribbon, it might be, Sue. Hi, Avril. So you've also got generic ones. Let's just see what fits nicely in there. No, I don't want to say that. That's too big. On your special day fits nicely. Oh, thinking of you today, that fits nicely as well. Oh, I'm spoilt for choice. And we're going to have thinking of you today. That can be anything. That can be any occasion. It doesn't have to be a sad occasion. It can be anything. So we're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to use the Blueberry Crush embossing powder over the top of Faded Jeans Distress Oxide. Now, Distress Oxides are not going to be as strong as the VersaFine Clairs. Oh, sugar, I've got ink on that. Pretend you can't see that. So the embossing powder needs to work harder for this. I will stand up to do this. Thinking of you today. Just bear with me. I've got to move it over here so I can see where I'm stamping. I can't see under the lights. So thinking of you today. If this is not perfect, blame the lights and not me. I think I've just rocked that. Let's find out. No, that's fine. We'll get away with it. I did wobble a bit. But it'll be fine. You're not going to see it. And then Blueberry Crush is one of my all-time favourite embossing powders. Blueberry Crush and Summer Honey. Stone Hearth. Look how packed this is, look. This is a brand new pot. Look how much powder is in there. I don't know why I'm using a brand new one. I've got about 5. Oh, I never anti-static, did I? See if I get away with it. I'm just spitting on the card. I'm not really spitting on the card. I'm just trying to get rid of some of that excess powder. Remind me to anti-static next time. Even when you're using a Distress Oxide, especially when you've been using glue gel and things all over your fingers. But we'll make it work for tonight. It's just to give you the idea. Right, clean your stamp. Pop the stamp back where it belongs. Thinking of you today. Ignore the bits. And then I'm just going to heat this from underneath. I think I've blown most of the powder off. I can't even see it. Oh, that's better. Ouch. That was my finger. That'll do, that'll do. So we've now got the... Oh, hang on, have I missed a bit? Oh no, I've done it. We've now got the Faded Jeans Distress ink pad with the Blueberry Crush embossing powder on top. This is going on flat. I know, word you never thought you'd hear me say. This is going flat onto here. Ignore the blue bits. That's what happens when you don't put anti-static on. So I'm just holding that down just till it catches. Next time you see this card, I might have redone this topper because that's going to annoy me. So this is going on, no glitter yet, no glitter. Glue gel. This is going just off to the side. Well, that's from the thingy. What do you call it? I wondered what that was. It's from the cocktail sticks. So this is going just off center towards the right for a change. And those of you that know me well know that that is going to be changed because that's not good enough. So pop that to one side. That was the chair. And then the flowers are here, look. So I've literally got two little foliage bits and 3 flowers going on this card with 2 stamens. So the flowers are going to be doubled up. I'm not doing anything to them. I'm just going to skew if them. So these are what I call Loz's flat flowers, because I rarely do flat flowers. And then the stamens I am going to ink. The stamens are not going in the centre of the flowers. I'm using them as flowers. So I'm inking these up just with the excess that's left off this sponge. Yeah, that is definitely prize ribbon on here. Definitely prize ribbon. I can tell now. That's why my blues look a bit off. So when you see this card on telly, it'll be shoved at the back somewhere. Pearls. So I am doing flat flowers, but I am doing the excess glue. In fact, you know what? I might put gems in. We've got none of these left, everybody, so forgive me. It's on my to-do list for Karen when she gets back. It's a lovely big to-do list. She might not come back. So just plain diamond gems in the centre. I'm not doing anything to the twiddly bits. I'm not doing anything to the leaves apart from a little bit of shape at the end. And then we will finish putting this card together, which is going to take all of, oh, glitter. It will take all of 2 minutes to do this. I'm going to use the diamond snow, I think, for this, rather than the diamond dazzle. Oh, that's pretty, yeah. I'm sure you're curious as to why I've chosen Diamond Snow rather than Diamond Dazzle for this. And it's because there is less seepage of the glue than when I squash the pearls down, like when I normally squash them down. And the diamond dust, yeah, is finer. So let's get these little fleurs on. She's not listening. If truth be known, everybody, I got a lovely big to-do list as well. So let's have... I thought I saw her hair. I did. I can't blame anybody for that because it's mine. So we're having 2 little white flowers up there. I've just squashed that, so let me just bring it back up. We're having a big stamen up here. A little stamen down the bottom. I keep squashing that poor topper. And then the leaves are going 1 on each side. So that's going under here. Just bear with me. I'll fix it all after I've finished. It's clearly warm in here. It's melting the glue gel. And one at the bottom. Facing the opposite direction. And then the little twiddly bits. And then we've just got 2 gems to put on. So aside from the fact that I've got bits on the stamped embossed sentiment because I never did the anti-static bag, which was very silly of me. Let's go under here just to break it up. There we go. It's actually a really quick and easy but very pretty card to do, and it would be lovely in different colourways, and it's probably one of the quickest prepped demos I've ever done. So let's just go under here for this, and then just let me fix all the squashed bits. The glue gel's definitely melting because it's sliding down my card. And then I just need a couple of little gems. No, I think I'll stop there. So just a couple of floaty gems. And we are done. I will change that sentiment on there because that's nowhere near good enough. I must be ready for my holiday because I made a horrible purple card last week. I've ruined the embossing powder on this one. Right, and there we go. So completely different look. But the sentiment, again, is your focal point. So we've got the distressed hearts going round the back, round the base, with the cascading heart stamp, which is from the release that you will be able to get on Wednesday. The sentiment is from Wednesday's release. The stamens and the flower dies are from Floral Findery 3. That's nearly all gone. How pretty is that, look? Ignoring the dodgy stamping and embossing. It doesn't need all that glitter, does it? And then we'll bring in the other one, which is a proper Phill card. But there you go, look. This just proves to you as well, it just reiterates what I said about the words being the important part of the card. So although this one's embellished more heavily, what your eye is instantly drawn to is that gorgeous sending lots of love for you sentiment. And the same with this card. This is a really clean and simple, easy card to do. Only 5 little dodgy flower things that are flat. But your eye is instantly drawn to the words, and that's exactly how it should be. Particularly from this release anyway. So it's different to just saying which are smaller and are designed to be smaller. These are designed to be bigger to give you even more choices. It's all about choice, you know, that's what I'm all about. Anyway, I'm going to just put this back in the pack so I don't lose it. I'm not going to do another recap. If you've missed the reveal of the new stamps, you need to watch from the beginning. I'll just do all the usual stuff. My coffee's gone manky now, so I'm not drinking that. So, just a quick reminder. So, I can't stress enough that you all need to start subscribing to the YouTube. I'm not sure whether you just need an email address or what, but because Facebook is deleting the videos now after 30 days, YouTube is going to become even more important. So it's definitely worth just subscribing. And there's the address. So Facebook, as always, if you haven't yet, please do like and follow the Sentimentally Yours page and the Honeypot Crafts page, which is the shop. And my TikTok is Phill M. Martin. And Instagram is the same. So these new stamps you will be able to pre-order in about 5 minutes. I'm going to just say to you again, once they're gone, they're probably gone. They're definitely, once they've gone from TV, that I've got no more stock, that will be it. So definitely get them if you prefer to order from TV sooner rather than later when I start the show on Wednesday. And the Facebook group, if you haven't yet joined us, please do so. Just search on Facebook for Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours. I'm now going to go and get a fresh coffee and a cherry bakewell because I think I've earned it. 2 demos, even though that's dodgy stamping. And I will see you on Wednesday on Hobby Maker at 1 and 5, I think. No, 1 and 4. 1 and 4 on Hobby Maker on Wednesday. So I hope you've enjoyed the demos, and I've given you some ideas, a couple of different ways to use the collection anyway. Personally, I think it's a must-have because of all the different variations of sentiments you've got in there and the beautiful fonts. They're just really, really elegant and stylish. So I'm going to love you and leave you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you on your telly box on Wednesday. Thanks, everybody. Bye.